Hello, beautiful people. My guess is that you haven't had enough rainbows in your life recently, so that's why I'm here.
My name is Alyssa, and I am the rainbow enthusiast and artist behind Lyssa's Letters. I have a passion for modern calligraphy and watercolor painting, and I spend my time making fun, colorful videos for Instagram and YouTube, as well as Skillshare classes.
In this video, we're going to be learning how to draw and color in this really fun rainbow pride flag or banner. I'll be walking you step by step from sketching the banner all the way to inking it and coloring it in so that we have a really awesome pride banner that we can take pride in. For the materials for this mini lesson, we're first going to need a pencil, an eraser, a fine liner. This here is a micron fine liner, and you can tell that I have used it quite a bit because you can't even see what size it is anymore, but it's a 005, so it's super thin and it is waterproof. And of course, you're going to need colorful brush pens. The colors that I'm using are pink, orange, yellow, green, kind of a turquoise, and purple. So you can use whatever brand you have on hand. These happen to be Tombow dual brush pens. They are my favorite brush pens. We'll be using these colors to color in the bands in the banner. You'll notice though that in this banner, my bands are not just one color. And the way I'm going to be doing it is by using several different brush pens for each band of color. But you can totally feel free to just use your 6 main colors. Of course, you're also going to need some paper. I'm going to be using Canson marker paper. If you don't have Canson marker paper, then this technique that I'm teaching you will also work nicely on Strathmore marker paper, and you could potentially even do it on smooth Bristol board. If you're an expert at blending with water and that's your preferred medium, then feel free to use mixed media paper or some watercolor paper. Alrighty then, I'm going to be drawing just this front face of the banner first. You can see that it has this curve shape, almost like an S-shaped curve. So we're going to replicate first this bottom curve here. Kind of like that. You'll notice that the top edge and the bottom edge are parallel to one another. We're just going to make another curve that's about 1.5 inches above the curve that we already made, and it's going to follow the same shape. Just like that. So we can go ahead and fill out the sides. I like to make them kind of a little bit curved, but you can make them straight if you'd like. Okay, just like that. So then what happens with the banner, you can see it folds back and then it folds again and comes out. So we'll do that side now, folding around back like that. And it comes out pretty far. So, and then it folds back again. So I'm gonna make that one last little fold. There's a bottom edge and it's exactly parallel to the top curve here, and it should be about the same height as this front part of the banner, or maybe a little bit shorter because it's further off in the distance. And then I'll go ahead and draw this side, which you see here. I'm also going to draw this little line here, right there, just like that. And then the last little point of connection we need to make is this fold back here. Next, we're going to move on to this part here. We're just going to focus first on getting down this fold, and then this fold. and then it comes back out like that, and then it folds one more time like that. Okay, just like that. So just like we did on this side, where we made the top edge and the bottom edge parallel to one another, we're going to do the same thing here by drawing this top edge parallel to this part here, and again we'll make it maybe about 1.5 inches tall. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this point here, making just a straight line up like that, and then we are going to draw this edge here where it like kind of cuts in with a little V there. So first we're going to draw just this little bit here and this little bit here, coming from the top and the bottom, just like that. And then it makes a V. And then both of these kind of come around. So I already drew the fold for this bottom piece here. Now we can draw the fold for the top piece, just like that. And what's happening is the ribbon gets thinner and thinner as it kind of gets towards its end. So we're going to try to make the illusion of that happening here. We're going to make a straight line up, but what I'm actually going to do to make it look as though it's getting thinner as it goes down is I'm going to do something like that. So make the line kind of look like it's getting thinner as it loops around. Here's where the fun part comes in. So I love doing these little ribbon thingies. You can make them kind of like wavy lines like I've done here. So you make another little fold come around, and then you can just kind of turn it into a wavy line. And then what I would do is just make another line come out like this. And it's going to get thinner and thinner as it goes along. We'll do the same thing over here. And look at that! We have our whole banner sketched out. When I made this piece last year, colored around the letters. And I'm going to do the same thing this year. But if you feel like that is too ambitious for you, that's totally fine. You don't need to do that. You can always do the letters over the colorful bands. If you have a white opaque medium, then that would probably work very nicely. Let's go ahead and plan out where we're going to put the letters first. The I should be centered, so I'll make that first. For the font that I am doing, it's kind of this bubbly letter look. So I'm just gonna, with my pencil, kind of sketch out those shapes and pretend as though I am doing like faux calligraphy. As you can see, we have our 6 different colors, which means we have 6 different color bands. And that's really a good thing because 6 is an even number. So what we can do first is we can split the banner in half along that line. So what I started off doing was I found the center point between the top and bottom edges of the banner, and then I just followed the same curvature of the top and bottom edges of the banner and just gently sketched in with pencil. And then I split everything above that middle line into 3 sections. We have pink, orange, and yellow on the top of that line, and then we have green, blue, and purple below that line. So I split it up into 3 sections by making 2 little marks there. It looked about thirds, and then I just drew those lines in along the same curvature as this upper curve, and then I split everything below this midline into 3 sections as well, following that same curvature. So once you've done that, you're going to do the same thing for this back fold here. Then same exact thing on this side. So again, I drew in that center line and then 3 sections underneath, 3 sections above. So go ahead and sketch those lines in and we'll start the coloring. Yay! Time to take out your pink or red brush pen. And I'm going to be showing you how to make these areas that get a little bit darker so it looks kind of three-dimensional. I'm using a purple Tombow number 676 to do that. We're then going to blend it out using 725 and we'll blend it out further using Tombow 800. Using our dark purple brush pen, we're going to first color in just the edge right here. Now we're going to take number 725 or whatever color you're using and drag some of that color out. Okay, and make sure that you stay within the lines and you don't go within the letter P or any other letter. Once I'm pretty happy with that, I'm going to take my lighter color and I'm just going to pull out using this color some of that darker pink, blending it out, because as the banner gets closer to you, it's like a 3D effect. It's going to get a little bit lighter. And we're going to do the same exact thing on the other side. Now for the orange band, I'm going to be using my 985 as kind of my mid-tone. For my darker color, I'm using 026. It's kind of like a deep gold color. And then for my lightest orange, I'm going to use, it's almost like a peach color. It's 020. And the process is essentially exactly the same as we used with the pink. We put our darkest color right out at the very, very edge. And I'm going over it just kind of a few times to really deepen that color. Now I'm going to take my mid-tones, 985, the actual orange color, and drag some of that gold out. And then I'll go ahead and take the lightest color and drag some of that orange color out. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. For my yellow colors, I'm going to again be using 026 as my dark golden color for the side. 055, you can tell this is an old one. So 055 is my mid-tone, and then my lighter color is 062. For green, I'm using 4 colors. 296 is going to be the darkest. 173 is the color you've already seen. 133 is going to be kind of in the middle. And then 131 is my super, super light green. Let's move on to my turquoisey blue colors. My dark color, I'm using 379. I'm then using 373 as a mid-tone. 401, which is kind of a more bluish color. And then 491, it's a super, super, super light blue. Let's get to it. Now we will head on to our purples. This color is 606, and what I'm going to do is combine it with 665. So it's going to be a dark purple, but I don't want it to be a bluish purple. I want it to be closer to magenta. 623 is my mid-tone, and then 620 for the lightest color. Look how awesome this looks already. Oh, I'm loving it. All right, so we're gonna move on to the sides, this part of the banner and then this part of the banner. And it's essentially the exact same thing, but there is one difference. So I've gone ahead and used my pink colors to already fill in this part of the banner, which is exactly the same as this part of the banner. Where it kind of comes around, curls around, and folds over, it gets darker. So we start with that dark color, we blend it out using the mid-tone, and then we blend it further out using the lighter color. What's different about this part is we've got this kind of area here where it folds back, and to show that in three-dimensional space, we actually make this area shadowed, so it's going to be darker. So I'm going to use my darkest color to do this. And we're just going to add a bit of that darker color here. Very, very dark. Right kind of right here, right where the fold is. And it's going to kind of lighten up as it goes out. And I will take 725. and blend that color out a bit. And then we'll take our light color and blend it out even further. And there we go. And we're going to do the same thing for orange here. And then for the rest of the colors, we don't even need to worry about it. And all we have left to do is this part right here with the colors. So this is going to be exactly the same as how we did this part here, except we're going to make the purple line a little bit darker where it's in this little crease here, or it's going to be like in the shadow. We'll make a tiny bit of the blue here in the shadow as well. I almost forgot, we still have these little stringy things, or these little ribbons to color in as well. And I'm going to pick the colors that I like best, and they're going to be the same ones that I picked last year, which are pink and blue for these little ribbon strings. But you can pick any color for the bottom. You could pick green, blue, or purple, and any color for the top. It could be pink, orange, or yellow. Now for these little back parts of the banner, that's kind of like on the other side of the rainbow, I'm going to just do it in gray like I did last year using N75, which is kind of a mid-tone gray. Woohoo! We're done with coloring! Look how beautiful that looks! Now what's coming up next is just to erase the pencil markings and to add the inking. Let's go! Alright guys, here's the finished product. I hope you found this video helpful.
If you did, make sure you click the like button and make sure you subscribe to my channel to see more fun hand lettering videos like this one. Thanks so much for watching guys, and I'll see you in my next video.